What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as you can see from the looks of the title and the screen today, I'm going to be bringing y'all a very special build. Probably one of the best big men that I have ever brought to y'all. Now, Victor Wembanyama's construct is overpowered in NBA 2K23. And in this build, we have a 0 ball handle, incredible post moves, great shooting, and after hours of tweaking and playing around, I'm telling y'all, this is the most versatile dribbling, yes, I said dribbling, center build with a 0 ball handle in NBA 2K23. Now, with this build, I'm telling y'all, it really unleashes the true power of each position playing this as your center. Big men can still dribble without having any dribble requirements and also have a superb spacing ability with the power of a 0 ball handle. Now, this build has been tested by myself and I'm telling y'all, this is definitely going to work like a charm, especially in the right hands. Now, I found this build to be very effective. You can create drives, post-up moves, and also even your own jump shot, especially with the ratings how I'm bringing it to y'all today. Now, everything in this build is everything that you're going to need in order to get past your opponents in the paint. And once you make it past them, you're going to be able to finish at the rim with dunks or even lay it up. But I'm telling y'all, this build is going to be for the elite ball handlers who want to play as a big man without having to have any dribble animations. Now, if you still want to be able to handle the ball when necessary, this is going to be the perfect build for you. But as far as when it comes down to the defensive end, I'm telling y'all, this build has all the skills you would expect a big man to have, as well as being a role player. But also when it comes down to the shooting and the ball handle, you're going to see in this gameplay, with this build in the right hands, you have the true potential of having elite playmaking skills. Now look, Victor Wembanyama is an amazing NBA 2K23 build, and any basketball fan will enjoy this build because of its balance, the high skill, and it really allows us to do everything that we want to on the court. Now, builds are going to be essential to having fun in NBA 2K23, and if you wanted a good center build to start with, this is going to be the build for you. So look, before we get any further into this video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and I would appreciate it if everybody smashed that like button, but went ahead and commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now, as you can see, this build is going to come out to a 3-level score, but everything that goes into it is going to be essential to maintain it with everything that I talked about previously. So we have to go ahead and make this build out of the center position. Now, when it comes down to the body settings, I'm going to go with the height of 7'3", 238 when it comes down to the weight, with a wingspan of 7'7". Now, the body shape that I'm going to pick is going to be defined, and from here, we're going to be all set to go when it comes down to the physicals. Now, for the speed, I'm going to go with the 56, 42 acceleration, 70 strength and vertical, with a 90 stamina. Now, these numbers for a 7'3" big man, as far as for the physicals, are really solid. You're going to have everything that you want, especially when it comes down to the offensive end. So from here, let's go ahead and get started with what we're looking like out of the finishing. Now, for the close shot, I'm going to go with an 84, 35 when it comes down to the driving layup, 55 driving dunk, 81 standing dunk, with a 95 post control. Now, with this build, we have a lot of potential. But as far as when it comes down to the badges, we get Limitless Takeoff, Pro Touch and Hall of Fame. I like Slithery and Fearless Finisher all out of Tier 1. Now for Tier 2, I'm looking at Back Down Punisher. Also, when it comes down to Rise Up and Fast Twitch, both of these are going to be solid badges as well. Now this is going to set us up when it comes down to this area. And keep in mind, we do have the potential to get a 100 plus when it comes down to the standing dunk, close shot, as well as the post control. Now from here, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. Now for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go with an 84, 85 three-pointer, and an 81 free throw. Right there, we get a total of 23 badges, and I'm happy that we unlock Agent 3 and Amped out of Tier 1. I also like Space Creator, Midi Magician with Volume Shooter. Now for Tier 2, I'm looking at Green Machine. And then for Tier 3, Deadeye, as well as Limitless Range, are both solid badges to pick from. Now this is going to set us up when it comes down to the offensive end. I think we have everything that we're going to need so far out of a 7-3 center. From here, let's go ahead and get started with the playmaking. Alright, so look, you have a few options to go with when it comes down to this area. I'm going to go with the pass accuracy of a 76. Now, if you want to go ahead and drop your ball handle to the lowest possible, you definitely can do that. But having a 55 ball handle is pretty much equivalent to not even adding anything towards this area. Now, as far as when it comes down to the gameplay, y'all already saw the dribble moves, animations, and how we're going to be working on this build. If you do care about the speed with ball, go ahead and upgrade this, but I'm telling y'all, you are not going to need this in order to blow by your defenders. Y'all have already seen in the gameplay how I was dribbling, and I was pretty satisfied with how I was moving as well. Now for tier 1, I like clamp breaker, also quick first step on gold, vice grip, also break starter, and if you do decide to throw extra badges into this area, we're going to be able to get unpluckable on Hall of Fame. Now this sets us up when it comes down to the playmaking and the offense as a whole. Let's go ahead and check out how special we're going to look on the defensive end. Now for the defense on the interior, I'm going to go with an 80, 30 perimeter, 33 steal, 87 block, 76 offensive rebound, with an 85 defensive. Now on the defense, I'm telling y'all, this is probably the most overpowered part of this build. We have so many blocking animations that we're able to get equipped, but also when it comes down to defending the paint, this is going to be the perfect versatile build for offense as well as defense. Now for tier 1, I like Challenger, Glove, and Interceptor. For tier 2, Box Out Beast, Chase Down Artist, and Post Lockdown. And then for tier 3, I'm liking Anchor as well as Rebound Chaser. Now this pretty much sets us up when it comes down to the build as a whole. Let me know right now in the comments, what do y'all think about this Victor Wembanyama build? Would you make any changes or adjustments? And I gotta be real, this also can be considered a Bobo build. So it all comes down to how you want to make it and base it off of your own play style. From here, let's go ahead and get started when it comes down to the takeovers. We get the sharpshooting, the rim protecting, glass cleaning, and then the post scoring. Now keep in mind we get a plus 10 from each of our takeovers when activated. So in order to get a 100 plus 3-pointer, I'm going to go ahead and first pick Limitless Range. Now if you want the best defensive stats, having a 100 plus interior defense, block as well as the defensive rebound, you can go ahead and pick See the Future Takeover or Paint Intimidation. But if you want to be just an offensive juggernaut, I would really go ahead and pick Advanced Post Moves. And I really believe that these two takeovers are going to replicate Victor Wembanyama. So let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. And if you followed every single step, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And together, we have created a Catfish 7'3" center, 3-level scorer build in NBA 2K23 on Next Gen. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. And keep in mind, look, if you buy your own boost, that's going to allow you to get a plus 5 towards your attributes. Running with teammates that do have on Hall of Fame floor general, that's going to be a plus 9. Now keep in mind your stats gradually go up the better you play, with the plus 10 from your takeover, and this build only gets better the more that you grind it out. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these badges. Now to start out with the finishing badges, I'm going to go with Fearless Finisher, Limitless Takeoff, Slithery, Pro Touch, Back Down Punisher, Fast Twitch, as well as Rise Up. Now with the way that I created this build as well as the badge layout, you have the potential to still get contact dunks. As y'all can see from the gameplay, I'm telling y'all, you're still able to post up. And the best thing about it is that you're going to be a threat from deep outside of the paint from the 3-point range. Now with the shooting, I'm going to go with Agent 3, Amped, Clutch Shooter, Hall of Fame Space Creator, and this badge right here is going to allow you to break ankles at the height of 7'3". From there, I'm going to go with Mini Magician, Volume Shooter, Green Machine, as well as Limitless Range. Now I think this has the perfect setup for a 7'3" shooter. Now here's going to be a few different jump shots that you can create and pick from. Honestly, you have everything that you need when it comes down to the offense for finishing and shooting. With the playmaking, I went with Clamp Breaker, Bailout, Break Starter, Quick First Step, as well as Hall of Fame Vice Grip. Now I really think that this badge is going to allow us to play even better on the defense transitioning to offense. I like the fact that we do get quick first step on gold, pretty overpowered for a 7-3 build. Break Starter and Bailout are going to be 2 essential badges to help us out with the pass accuracy. And Plant Breaker, this is also going to help us out when it comes down to dribbling. Now when it comes down to the defense, I'm going to go with Glove and Interceptor. From there, Post Lockdown, Chase Down Artist with Box Out Beast. Now for tier 3, I like Anchor as well as Rebound Chaser. And when it comes down to the defensive end, you already saw in the gameplay just how overpowered this build is, especially when it comes down to defending the paint. Now I would appreciate it if you did decide to make today's build. Let me know in the comments, did you make any tweaks or adjustments and are you enjoying it? But with all that being said, man, this is what we're going to be looking like for today's archetype. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for your support and God bless you. But look, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button and commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from watching today. And I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with a response. But with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.